Mitt Romney puts Big Bird on notice, and a systematic attack on voters' rights backfires. All brought to you by the letters GOP. No, this isn't Sesame Street, it's pure logic, and it starts right now. For over 40 years, Sesame Street's most famous resident, Big Bird, has educated millions of adoring children. But grown-ups like Mitt Romney are chirping about clipping Big Bird's wings. It all came to light when Mitt Romney took on President Obama in their first of 3 debates, delivering this shocking news.
I'm going to stop the subsidy to PBS. I'm going to stop other things. I like PBS. I love Big Bird.
Yeah, you heard it right. If Mitt Romney becomes president, Big Bird might find himself in the unemployment line.
Oh, sad. Very, very sad.
Governor Romney wants to reduce the individual tax rate an additional 20%, cutting tax revenue by $5 trillion, while still maintaining the costly Bush tax cuts. Now, the problem with Mitt Romney's tax plan is that he hasn't really specified how he would make up for the lost revenue. Plus, Romney has made a pledge to dramatically increase military spending. If you're going to cut revenue by billions of dollars a year and spend even more at the same time, I see why cutting a $445 million a year subsidy to PBS is necessary, especially when it only makes up 0.00014% of the budget. Now that's great savings at the expense of educating our kids. Awesome logic, right?
What will they think of next?
By now, everyone has heard about the tactics Republican legislators are using in several swing states to suppress the vote of many U.S. citizens who might be voting for President Obama. Voter ID laws, dramatically reducing hours in Democratic-leaning districts, and ending early voting the Sunday before the election are just a few of the ways being used to disenfranchise voters. The GOP's deliberate and dishonest tactics to suppress the vote has earned them the dubious title, Raiders of the Fair Vote. And for those of you who say these laws weren't politically motivated, just listen to this.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
If that's not damning enough, you're going to trip when you hear this. On October 1st, the Republican National Committee unexpectedly and abruptly ended its voter registration efforts in 5 of the 9 critical swing states. Now, why would the mighty RNC take such a drastic measure this close to the election? Well, Strategic Ally Consulting, the company hired by the RNC to conduct voter registration, is under investigation for, wait a minute, voter fraud. Oops. If voter suppression efforts are the new grounds for fraud, then let's do away with liberty and justice for all, because that last line of the Pledge of Allegiance just becomes a farce. And what's the logic in that? See you next time with another dose of pure logic. By the way, if Big Bird's going to be unemployed, he might as well join Mitt Romney's army.